Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
What a wonderful journey it has been as we've been tapping into deep insights into what makes Christian teaching so sound and Christian doctrine as we've come to know it. Christian doctrine, as we've seen from the Bible, going back into Hebrews chapter 6, verses 1 and 2, and now looking at the elements of the Nicene Creed. And right at the end of the Nicene Creed, Camille, is some very special words. We look forward to the resurrection of the dead and to life in the world to come. What does the Creed have to do with our expectations for the future?
The Nicene Creed has that phrase, we look forward to the resurrection of the dead and life in the world to come. So it's basically making a simple statement, but that simple statement is an amazing variety of doctrine. When we talk about life in the world to come, we are speaking about life after the resurrection. Remember that the resurrection is the reunification of the physical body with the soul and spirit. The physical body will be glorified. It will not be subject to death or decay anymore. And the physical body will live in a new world. Let me explain a little bit of what I know. First of all, there is the 1,000-year reign of Christ, Revelation chapter 20. This is called the millennium, 1,000-year reign. He will rule and reign, we believe, from Jerusalem. He will rule in righteousness and peace. It will be the most wonderful reign. It'll be the first time in history anybody has ruled the whole world. There have been many attempts at this. Only Christ will succeed. After the 1,000-year reign of Christ, of course, there's other events like the loosing of Satan from the bottomless pit and his last rebellion, and he's cast in a lake of fire. And there is, of course, the great white throne judgment. But after all this, Revelation 21 and 22 come into play, and it's called the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem will come out of heaven adorned as a bride for her husband. It will be a magnificent, mouth-watering, indescribably glorious sight when the New Jerusalem comes, and it will be on earth, not in heaven. It's coming from heaven, but it's not going to be in heaven. So the dwelling of God will be with men. So when we talk about we look forward to life in the world to come, we're talking about life with Christ. No more death, no more sorrow, no more sighing, no more pain, no more cowardice, no more sexually immoral, no more of any of these things. In fact, there's 18 things mentioned in Revelation that will not be in eternity. And most of them we'll be very glad to say goodbye to, just like some of the things I've recited now, because the former things have passed away.
Camille, when we talk about the world to come, it's easy to get caught up in a lot of details. And while it is a very enlightening thing to contemplate those things, I suspect that those things for the future are yet to unfold. Somehow they're beyond our control. So isn't it incumbent upon us to reflect on those things of the past, and I'm thinking about the cross, and how that works in our lives today in anticipation of this hope for the future?
Well, we do need to have a broad perspective. Looking back to the past, that's why we do Holy Communion. We remember the Lord's death until he comes. Holy Communion is not just a reflection of the past, it's a prophecy of the coming of Christ in the future. At the same time, we do need to be very much future ready and future orientated. That's where Bible prophecy comes to pass. That's where Christian discipleship is so wonderful and needful. All in all, Neil, we have these wonderful sound doctrines that were enunciated both in the Scripture as well as in the Creed. And the sooner we do them, the better off we and the church will be.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Camille, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.